Hello students, welcome to engineering assignments. The next subject in engineering assignments is operating systems. So let me introduce the subject to you, the operating systems. Operating system is a software you all have used or all are using now. If you are using a laptop or computer system to watch my video on YouTube, then you might be using Windows, Mac OS, Linux operating system. And if you are watching this video on a smartphone, then you might be using Android or iOS or any other operating system specific to your smartphone. Before proceeding into the definition of operating system, let me tell you that operating system is a system software. So the next thing that comes into your mind will be what is a system software? So let me explain it. Software, as you know that they are actually the tested program with a document. The document is a manual, that is a user manual, how to use your software. Now the software is being categorized into three, that is application software, system software, utility software. Application software are designated for particular task. For example, VLC, MS Office, Chrome, Windows Media Player, they are applications which are used to do a specific task. So you can install this application program into your smartphones or your laptop or your computer system according to your requirement. Now next is system software. System software are inbuilt software. They are inbuilt in your computer system. For example, the operating system. These software operate upon the hardware and provide the platform for the application software to run. Next is utility software. Utility software are used for managing, organizing, and optimizing the function of a computer system. For example, you have antivirus. This is the example of a utility software. So that is about the system software. Next is the definition of the operating system. So operating system is a interface or it acts as an intermediary between the computer system and computer hardware. That is, it acts as a mediator between the user and the hardware and make the user communicate with the computer system. Now let us discuss why we need an operating system in between the user and the hardware. The hardware can be CPU, IO device, memory, etc. Let me explain this with the help of a real life example. Consider the fan and the switch. If there is no switch to switch on and switch off the fan, what will happen? You can see that there are wires over there and you have to connect these wires and make it on. And if you want to switch off the fan, you have to disconnect the wires. And everybody doesn't know how to handle it, right? It will be very difficult for us to do this. Only the expert can do it. But if there is a switch in between this fan and the user, then even a small kid can operate the fan, right? Similarly, like switch, if there is no operating system in between the user and the hardware, it will be very difficult for us to access the hardware. Suppose the user want to access the CPU. For that, the user has to write a program and access the CPU. So it becomes very difficult for an ordinary person to use the computer system. So each and every time this person want to access CPU or want to use the IO device or want to use the memory, then each and every time the user has to write the program for that. But when an operating system is in between the user and the hardware, the user doesn't have to know about the background details. User can access the hardware very easily and very conveniently. And all these user interactions are directly done using interfaces such as command line interface or graphical user interface. Next are the main objectives of an operating system. The first objective, as we discussed before, is a convenience. That is easy to use. That is, it is user friendly. For example, the Windows operating system are very convenient because of its graphical user interface. That is, you can directly click on the icon and the application will get open and you can do the necessary operations required. That is why one time the market shares of the Windows operating system was 95%, and you can see that the most of the people nearby you have installed Windows. Why? It is because of the convenience. That is, any of the user That is, any kind of user can use it even without knowing anything about the hardware and the software. The next objective of the operating system is the efficiency. The operating system optimizes the use of system resources to ensure maximum performance. That is, it enables multitasking. That is, multiple programs can run simultaneously by effectively scheduling CPU time, and memory management is also done by the operating system so that allocation and deallocation of the memory can be done dynamically. And even it can provide fast and secure access to the file and directories. Next one is the ability to evolve. That is, it is flexible and adaptable, allowing for updates, enhancement, and compatibility with the new hardware and the software. So, these are the main objectives of the operating system. From all this, we can understand that the operating system is an important part of all computer system. The computer system is divided into four components: the computer hardware, operating system, application program, and the user. Operating system is a program that controls the execution of all the application programs and provides a platform on which the other application programs are installed. Operating system manages and controls all the application programs, the devices like monitor, mouse, printer, keyboard, and the hard drives, etc. And finally, we can say that the operating system is a control program that manages the execution of the user program to prevent errors and improper usage of the computer. So, students, this was the overview of the operating system. Thank you, students. Thank you for watching my video.